Hey, what is up guys, YGOPRO here, and today's video is going to be the second part of the Rising Rampage Sneak Peek guide. So, in the first part we saw all the main deck monsters, in the second part we will see the extra deck monsters, spells and traps. So, let's get started. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Consider backing me on PayPal. Any donation will be appreciated, and support us on the Omnia Players Facebook page. You can find this on the right and in the description box below. That is the Facebook page of my team. So let's get started, and let's continue from the Synchro Eterna Lady of Fortune Lady. So these are synchro monsters that interacts with the other Fortune Ladies, so I don't think it will be so useless, and I don't think there are so many tuners into the sneak peek, so I will just skip this one. Then you got the Dragon X Charge Charge Borel, which is the Borreload, of course. I repeat once again, the translations in here are pretty bad because this is a French website. So this is a generic, kinda generic 2 dark level 4 dragon monsters. Okay, it's not generic at all. And this is kinda like the Firewall Exceed Dragon, and not useful in sneak peek at all. Then we got the Marincess Link monsters. As I said before, with the Marincess you can easily special summon Link monsters. So if you are able to pull a lot of them into your sneak peek booster packs, I suggest you to at least try this Marincess. One Marincess Glamour monster level 4 or lower. You can only knock summon one more blue slug only once per turn. If this card has been summoned by Link, you can target one Splendor monster, I think it's still Marincess, keep changing the name, in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and also you can now special summon monsters except Marincess monsters for the rest of this turn, but it will be no problem because you can Link climbing in here. As you can see, we got the Coral Anemone that requires 2 water monsters. You can target one water monster with 1500 of attack or less in your graveyard, special summon him in your area appointed by this card, so you can take back also this one. And also you can also special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except water monsters. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one glacial card, okay, which is Marincess again, in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Then we got the Maroon, what is the name of this one? Marble Rock, yeah, this is the right name. 2+ water monsters. You can target one Marincess Rock, excluded itself from your graveyard, so you can target another Marincess monster, but not this one, and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send one Brilliance monster from your hand to the graveyard. Monsters cannot be destroyed by this fight, and also you do not take any battle damage from this fight, so they work pretty well, as you can understand. Then we got the Tenyi Link monster, which is simply vanilla Link 1. Can be useful sometimes, I don't think it is sneak peek. It's pretty hard to go into the Link monsters into the sneak peek. Then we got the Immortal Dragon that requires 2 Wyrm monsters. This can be you can do this, it's summonable through your other 10 monsters that you got in the main deck. You can discard one card that target one Wyrm monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Pretty cool. And also you cannot activate the effects of monsters except 10 monsters. Then we got when an attack involving your monster is declared, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it, and you can use this effect only once per turn. And then we got the Ogre of Tenyi that requires 2+ monsters, which is basically Luffy. Then we got the Verdant Wind Charmer, which is basically the same of Hita that all the Salamangreat players already know. Then we got the Link Archdemon. What the hell is this? Link 4. 2+ monsters, a ritual, a fusion, synchro or exist monster included, so I won't read this one. Then you got Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. This is one of the most awaited cards from this booster pack. This card is amazing. The artwork is nuts. 2+ monsters with different names, but you cannot use tokens. You can only control one of these cards. The original attack of this card becomes the number of monsters used for its summon times 800. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can lose exactly 800 attack, and if you do, you can negate the activation. So finally we have a kind of generic Link 4 that can negate stuff. So this is amazing. This will shake the meta game. I think that a lot of players will decide to run this card in their extra deck. In the sneak peek, it's undoable, I guess, but you still have to be happy if you pull this one. Then we got the Defender of the Underground World Labyrinth. All monsters. This requires 2 more normal monsters, so you can do it with the pendulum that we have in here. All monsters, excluding monsters you control, gain 500 of attack. Oh, and also all effect monsters your opponent controls will lose 500 of attack. If this card in the possession of its owner is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target one monster in your graveyard, special summon him. Okay. Miss Coaster of Cape, 2 monsters. At the beginning of the battle phase, you can target one this card or one monster pointed by this card, banish it until the end phase. Why would I do that? Then, spell cards, Retreat Link. Target one Link monster you control in the extra monster zone, move it into your hand, into your main monster zone it points to. I think that's the... Then you can send a number of cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard equal to its Link rating. You can see some play maybe in the competitive. I don't think so. Okay. Then we got Stick Grid. Equip only to a Cybers monster. Okay, he will gain 300 of attack and will be not affected by your opponent's card effect. And also the first time it will be destroyed in battle, it will not be destroyed. So pretty cool one for the sneak peek. If this face-up card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. All Cybers monsters you currently control cannot be destroyed in combat or card effect until the end of the turn. Pretty cool, especially if you pull Cybers monsters. We have a bunch of them, so that's cool. Then the Fire Resurrection for the Salmon Grades. Same as Fury of Fire. Pretty strong cards, but useless into the sneak peek. Fortune Vision for the Fortune Ladies. Same here. Yozenju. If you control 3 Yozenju monster cards with different names, return all Yozenju monsters you control into the hand. Then you can draw up to 5 cards in your hand. I think this means that you can draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Otherwise it will be so strong. Draw 5. You can only activate 1 per turn. Position Wubang Tenyi. Monsters face up on the field are not affected by monster effects. This is a field spell. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons 1 or more monsters, as long as you control a monster, you can draw 2 cards. Nice. Dragon Chakra Cavity. Hello, Dragon Chakra. Send 1 Wood monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if you control a face-up monster, you can add 1 Tenyi monster of different name from the monsters sent to the graveyard from your deck to your hand. You can only activate once per turn. Elbor's Sacred Summit of Seamorg. Sacred Peak of Seamorg. I should have started reading this before. This is for the birds we saw. Same for the arrival of Cymorg. Rejection of Cymorg. Extreme Nova Explosion. Banish face up to monsters that cannot be normal summon or normal summoned from the hand and or face up on the field. Draw 2 cards. This is cool, I guess. It depends on the situation. This is another draw card, a new one. We will see. Psychic Implosion. During the battle phase, target one face-up monster you control, use life points equal to this attack, and if you do, his attack is doubled until the end of this turn. You cannot attack directly the turn where you activated this card. Okay. Can this win you games? You can. You can end games with this one, but it's pretty risky. Obstructed Curtain. If one or more cards you control are going to be destroyed in combat or by card effect, you can destroy that card instead of destroying one of those cards. I think that that is like this. If one or more cards your opponent controls are going to be destroyed in battle card effect, you can bench this card from your graveyard instead of destroying one of those cards. So this card is just a protective card, but in the sneak peek can be useful because there is a limit on your summoning, but there's no limit to your spell and traps activation. So being able to protect your monsters can be really, really useful. Then we got the Summon Sextuor. Sextuor. Why I'm reading this? My gosh. Sextet Summon. Okay, it's not a Sextuor. Banish 6 monsters of the same original type but different monster card types. Okay, Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, Pendulum, Link, Sorcery. From your hand, graveyard, and or face up from your field, especially summon one monster of the same original type of the monster you ban from your deck or extra deck. Useless. Discharge. When your opponent draws one or more cards by his card effect, I don't think will happen. Reveal drawn cards, and if there are monsters among these cards, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the sum of their attack, then ban the cards revealed. Oh my god, this card is so strong and can win you games in the real in the real Yu-Gi-Oh! In game 3. Just set this one pass and then activate it in chain to some draw cards. Then Rinse Wave. This is for the Marincess. Slenderness. Same for the Marincess Current. These cards are pretty cool, but I don't think they can be usable into the sneak peek actually. Same for the Fortune Ladies. Also the Yuzenju. If you do not control any monster, reveal up to 2 Yuzenju monster different names in your hand. Then target the same number of face-up cards your opponent controls, return them into the hand. It can be really strong in theory, but it's really hard to happen into the sneak peek. Then we got the Tenyi Counter Trap. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, as long as you control face-up monster, you can negate activation. If this card is in possession of its own, is destroyed by the opponent card effect, you can special summon one monster, exclude the effect monster from your extra deck. The Simorghian Storm, I think, Simorgh Storm's 4th. For the Simorghs, Choice of the War Heritage. This is the lore, continuing, or Legacy Choice. Activate one of these effects. Send one link monster controlled by your opponent to the graveyard. Banish 7 War Heritage cards from your graveyard. Add one Cyber's monster from your deck to your hand. The first effect is nuts. It's really strong. The Stamping of the Normal. Another card figuring with Moki Moki and Gigabyte. When exactly one monster is normal special summon, destroy all monsters on the field with less attack than this monster. Oh my god. This can be a pain in the ass in the sneak peek. Suggested. Get out! Target 2 monsters controlled by your opponent that have been special summoned from the extra deck. Shuffle them into the deck. No. Dragonstorm Return. Target one banned monster special summon him on your field, but send him back to the end during the end phase. Director's Place. Is this the hamster? When your monster is destroyed by combat, special summon one monster from your hand or deck with an attack equal to or less that the monster destroyed in face down defense position. Magic of the Magic Salvation. Magicite Spell Salvation. These cards are impossible to to activate, and then this is a draw. I will always read the final one because it's always a troll card. If the cards on the field of each player are destroyed in combat by a card effect at the same time, each player draws 2 cards. You can only activate this is a draw once per turn. This card actually can be used in the sneak peek because all the monsters are the same, so it's possible they clutch and they destroy each other, but I will never suggest you to run this card, also because both players will draw 2 cards, so you will not take advantage out of this. It's just a draw. This is a draw. And that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Leave a like on the Omnia Players Facebook page to support our team, and consider backing me on PayPal. Any kind of donation will be really appreciated. So that's it for today. See you in the next one.